Celeb Secrets is hanging out with Jonah Marais today. Jonah, I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you since you were in the band, so it's nice to catch up.
Yeah, happy to see you too. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. You need to fill me in on everything that you've been doing. How's, the last few weeks for you been so far?
The last few weeks have been awesome. I just went around the country and did some shows on tour, which was really fun. And it's been really special just to reconnect with fans again after a couple of years. It's been a while since I was able to tour, so it's been really good.
And how does it feel now, because you're performing by yourself rather than with a band?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels really good. I feel like the most purpose of any time in my life when I'm on stage. And it's different, I think that I got used to being on stage with 4 other guys, and we all were kind of holding that down. And if someone was sick, the other people could kind of take that slack and make up for it. And so it is a little bit of a different vibe of like, okay, this is just my show now,
Mm-hmm.
So that's different. And I miss the guys a lot, but I'm having a good time out there. It's fun.
Oh, for sure. I want to talk about the music because I know that you have some solo music out. But since I haven't spoken to you in a while, I want to know what really prompted you to start making music again post Why Don't We?
I mean, for me, I don't think that it was really even a thought of should I keep doing this, because I love music so much. And I love to write and I love to just make music. So as the band was coming to an end, I just kept on creating, and I hit up some people that I loved working with during the band era, and one of those people was a music video director named Jason Koenig, who did a couple of our videos, and he began his career in the music industry with Macklemore and Ryan Lewis back in the day. And so he introduced me to Ryan, and the 3 of us started working together a lot. And it was great. It was just like a great next step in a time where I was kind of unsure of where things were headed. And Ryan was so sweet to open up his studio doors to me, and it's been fun. It's been fun creating with them.
That's amazing. Yeah. And I know it is kind of a difficult journey finding yourself as an artist, a solo artist from being in a band. When was that moment that you were just like, okay, this is who I am going to be as an artist, and this is what I want to portray in my new music?
I don't know if I've fully had that moment. I think the most or the closest I've had to that is just being on stage again.
Okay.
And feeling like, okay, this is what it's about, and these fans are what it's about. The fact that I can just go out on tour and make music, and I'm seeing firsthand the impact that it's making on people's lives it's a really beautiful thing. So that's probably the closest I've had to that this is why I'm doing it,
Okay. Oh, that's awesome though. I want to talk a little bit more about the mixtape, because you did release the Jonah Marais mixtape, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so tell me more about the story that you're trying to tell with it, and maybe what we can expect from it for people that haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, the mixtape came out this last summer, and that was my first project post band, and that I feel like is a culmination of a lot of work that I put in with Ryan and Jason and some friends just in the studio, and we made so much music, and those 5 songs felt like a good representation of the amount of different types of music I can do too. It's not all the same, and the range is wide, and it's all really fun, and it's honest. There's some really honest songs, and then there are some just fun songs as well, or some very romantic songs in there, and I highly recommend it. Just check it out, and I'm also super excited about the unreleased stuff as well.
That's awesome. Did you maybe base anything off of personal experiences, or was it kind of just a collaborative effort when you were trying to storytell with these songs?
Yeah, I think Twisted Lullaby specifically, that one was the first song that I wrote for my solo project, and it had kind of the lowest point that I've been at in the last few years of just really wondering where my life was going and questioning just what's going on, so, and the imposter syndrome and comparing myself to people and all that. And so that song was almost therapy for me, and it was I didn't even know if it would come out at the time. It just felt good to write. There are parts of my life in all of the songs, but that one is the most prevalent.
But you did release a new song called Slow Motion last
Yes.
week-ish. Yeah, last week.
Yeah, that song is so much fun. That song it began, I guess it was like almost a year ago we started that song, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But right from when we started writing it, it just felt like a kind of like a party song. And I could imagine it being played in a club or like a house party setting and people vibing to it. And so we just went after that, and it turned out really cool. And I was able to show a little bit more of a side of me that's like I'm almost like rapping in it, which is kind of fun.
Okay.
And talking about a little bit more like, I don't know, just like some personal things, which is fun. During the first leg of this tour that I just finished up, I did that song as the last song of my set, even though it was unreleased. And people responded so well, and they were like jumping around and having so much fun. So that was the biggest sign to me of like, okay, this song needs to come out next. Like, this is so good. And went with it. And yeah, it's been good. It's been fun.
That's cool. Yeah, it sounds like you were letting loose a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love it. I know you said that there's going to be more material coming from you in the future. So what's kind of the vibe like that? And can you tease with what's coming?
Working on an album that's coming out sometime next summer.
Okay.
And Slow Motion is that's the first song that'll be on the album that's out. It's got a wide range, I will say that. It's definitely not all in the same vein. But just, I think being on tour has helped me be able to kind of hone what people like more and what people are into. And honestly, the album is pretty close to being done. We have a lot of it done. I still have probably a little bit of work still to do, but most of it is there, and it's sounding really good, so I'm excited.
Is there maybe like one thing that you really want to stress with this new music and your fans, that you're like, hey, this is me, this is what I've been trying to portray, and this is what I want to put in the new music?
I think more than anything else, I just want to make a positive impact in the world, in the largest way that I can, and talk about mental health, talk about connection with people, talking about reaching out to people. And yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me, is just trying to leave an impact in the world, a good one.
I did actually get to see Daniel not too long ago. I saw him at the VMAs.
All right.
Yeah, and I see he's crushing it, doing his own thing too. Assuming obviously you guys still stay in touch, would you be open to kind of like making music together, even if it would be solo material that you would work on?
Yeah, I think I'd be open to it. Yeah, I caught up with Daniel a few months ago.
Okay.
And we just went to the beach together, and we played both of our like unreleased stuff that we were working on, and that was really fun. Yeah, I think if that happens, it just has to be organic, and it has to make sense for both of us. Yeah, I also think that there's potential of down the line the band doing something again together or something like that. You know, we'd all just have to line up. You know. We'll see.
I love that you guys are still open to it and potentially doing it. So that, I know the fans want to hear that. So that was a great answer.
Yeah. You know, I think the band ended in a way that none of us wanted it to, right? With management and lawsuit and everything. So I feel like once that gets figured out, and because we're going to court in February for that, we're going to trial. I feel like once that all kind of figures out, and then it all just depends on where everyone's at and their solo careers, and it has to make sense. I think it would have to be all five. It wouldn't make sense to do less than that. So we'll see. But I think it could be fun at some point to try to do something again.
Do you maybe have like any behind the scenes secrets from making your solo music that we wouldn't know just by listening to it, since we are Celeb Secrets?
Some secrets, huh? I don't know. I'm trying to think, like a secret that people don't really know about me. I feel like I'm at the era in my life now where I'm kind of like ready to like settle down, and I'm like I want to like have a family and be a dad and stuff. I need to find a woman first for that, but I feel like a lot of the writing comes from that place of like really wanting that.